Hey guys, Dan Heilman back with another Dislyte video. Today I want to go through must-have heroes in the game. There's a lot of people that you start with that are actually really good. So right now during global launch, I don't know how long this is going to last for, but you're guaranteed to get a legendary in the first 10. And it's either Ling or someone else. The other guy I would not recommend. If you get the other person, I would probably re-roll. You can re-roll really quick here, and you can do it 3 times per day. If you click on your portrait, click on settings, click on services, click on initialization, enter this code, and it will delete your account. You can do this 3 times per day to re-roll. So if you don't get Li Ling, probably re-roll. There's only 2, so you don't have to re-roll very often, but you guaranteed to basically get Li Ling and Mona in the very beginning, and Drew. And a couple others, but I'll talk about those in a minute. So Mona is a great campaign farmer. She has 2 AoE attacks, which is really strong. Most people will build her in the set. This is the set right here that you get from 9-8 campaign. So in the very beginning of the game, you want to rush there. You want to get your lifesteal set. It's called Hades in this game. Yeah, Hades set in this game. I've only upgraded 1 piece to a 6-star. I'm still using the 5-star I got from chapter 9, and this account is almost 2 months old. The other recommended ones that I personally think you should use is the counterattack one. This means every time she gets hit, 25% chance to counterattack, which is just going to give her more lifesteal and just help her stay alive and just put out more damage. You can also run the crit chance one here, but it's not too hard to get to max crit rate because, you know, some of these relics, they roll main stat crit, etc., crit damage. You can have flat stats, etc. So you want obviously crit rate. You can get the way the gear works is kind of different in this game. So you can either get 1 stat, 2 stat, 3 stat, or 4 stat when you first get a piece of gear. The ones that have 4 stats are obviously the best because that means every time you roll, you get an additional stat in here, so it's going to roll into them. Say you only have 1 stat. Let me show you. Let me just show you real quick. You can see like this one has 3 stats. If I scroll down even further, I have a lot of gear. So let me put some stuff in here real quick. Whatever. So here's one with 2 stats. Here's one with 3 stats. You can also roll 4 stats standard, and I think you can roll 1 stat standard. You can see that's called superior. This one's called elite. So you obviously want more stats, and the gear system is definitely different in here. Once you have all of them filled up, then you just roll randomly between the 4 options you have, but it will fill up all 4 options before it starts rolling again. Anyways, Mona, get her in a Hades set, get her in this counterattack set or a crit set, and she will carry you through leveling up all your food. Now, Li Ling, what I personally think you should do with Li Ling once you get him is put him in an attack set. He's going to do a lot more damage than Mona for bosses and stuff. Mona's a great carry for clearing campaign out. She can clear all the way through wherever I am right now. 2 months into the game, she can clear all of it solo as a level 60. I would probably bring her to 60 first because you can also use her in dungeons. I mean, in the beginning, you're going to use her in dungeons because if you make her your first level 60, she's going to be fine. Okay? Li Ling, you're going to get him no matter what as long as you re-roll once or twice. I would probably recommend him as your next level 60 after Mona, unless you get another crazy legendary, but there's a lot of good units in the game. This Drew guy, you get him in the very beginning. Everyone gets him, starts with him. He's good for dungeons. He has this awesome ability on his ult that if he kills someone, he goes and attacks 2 other people. Really cool, and he does a lot of single target damage, and he also brings decreased defense, 85% chance of inflicting it, so pretty cool unit. I'll say if you pull this Heng Yue, she's a really good healer and support. She cleanses. She's really good in. I use her in Chronos and in APEP. Very good. You start with this girl Changpu, another good healer. This her heal is actually based on some of her attack as well. So it heals for 15% and 85% of her attack. So pretty cool. She also has immunity, another heal, and she has a chance to reduce AP, which is like turn meter in this game. So another great unit. This girl right here, Yi Suhua, she is really, really good. She is a shimmer unit, which means no one is strong or weak against her. And she has this attack up and defense up. They were giving these away in the soft launch. Now, what you have to do is you have to go into the chat and wait for people to get Ripple dungeons. You see this one right here? All you do is tap it and you go. You're looking for Sohua, wherever. See if I can find one. Ripple Dimension Dahlia. There's a epic Ripple dungeon. So they have blues. Here's another Ripple dungeon, Dimension, whatever it's called. Basically, keep an eye on chat, and when you see one pop, go in there and grab her. She is top tier. Love her. She's actually really, really good. This is the person you get initially, and she has the attack up, which is cool. But that's kind of like her only support because she does some speed down, which is fine. She does a little bit of freeze, which is fine. But yeah, you want her for attack up. As soon as you get this other girl, Sohua, as soon as you get her, she's just going to be way stronger. She has invincibility. She puts recovery. She heals. She buffs. And she has attack down. 70% chance of landing attack down. Very strong unit to start with. Let me go through some of the other units. Who would I consider a really good beginner unit for a beginner account? This girl that you get, Bastet, she's not bad. She's not bad at all. She basically grants a shield, and if an ally is buffed, an extra 30% shield. She has a chance of reducing AP, and she has defense down. Might be useful. This is also the starting healer you get. In the beginning, just level her up to 30. If you're struggling, you can go a little bit past if you haven't pulled anyone good, but there's better healers in the game for sure. So as far as like what kind of teams you're running, because I just want to show you like what kind of teams in the very beginning you're going to be using, you know, how many DPS, how many supports, etc. Let me just show you the teams I use for endgame dungeons. So that'll just give you kind of like a hint of what you should be looking for in the early game. So if I show you my Chronos team, I'm using Ling, Sohua. I just pulled this new guy here who does a lot of damage based on speed. He's a very good unit. I use my TA. She was actually my first legendary I pulled. In soft launch, you weren't guaranteed to get Ling. I just got him later. But this is the first girl I pulled, so I used her almost everywhere just because she's got really good CC. She has a pretty cool kit. She's really good in arena, but I've been using her for dungeons, and I love this girl. I pulled her, Hang Yue. She's one of my favorite supports in the game. So this is what I'm using for Chronos. Now, I'll go ahead and I'll show you my APEP team. 10 is not 100%, but 9 is 100%. So let me just show you this team. I just put this new guy in here again, but before, you know, you really just want to be mindful of what type units you're using, right? So this boss is this green one here. You want to be using these orange units. So that's why I got 3 orange units in here again, and I'm using basically 3 damage dealers and 2 supports for most of my dungeon teams, and most of my campaign teams, and most of my any teams. I just feel like that's a pretty good mix in this game. 2 supports, 3 damage dealers, and Fafnir. I won't show you much in there. One other thing, if you're curious about which units are good in this game, which Espers, if you click this button in the top right here, you can see this recommended formation, and this is like the fastest teams in the world right now. So these are all the fastest teams. You can see all these units. So take a look at a lot of these units here. You can see Sanders used a lot, and you can see the gear people are using. Just such a cool interface, such a cool game. Take a look at these units and see which kind of people you want to use. Oh, I'd love this guy. Ling Xiao, very cool unit. Okay. That's it for the video. I just want to talk about beginner Espers. You get a lot of beginner Espers in the very beginning of the game, and you know, they can carry you decently far, but just keep an eye out for some of these really good units. I would definitely try to get this girl. And that's not who I collect. That's not who I collect. Sohua, I would definitely try to get her. She is a great unit. I use her everywhere, and she has no weaknesses. So that means you can use her in any dungeons, anywhere. Just kind of camp chat and try to get her. I think you maybe need to do 5 of them to get a copy of her. But she's a great unit. I would definitely keep an eye out for her early game. And just work on your Mona and work on your Ling. And these 2 are going to carry you pretty far, right? That's, you know, couple of those, one more damage dealer, 2 supports, and you're good to go, and you're going to be able to clear a lot of the content in the game. Okay, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button, sub to the channel if you're not. I've been making more Dislyte videos, more Awaken Chaos Era videos. I'm going to try to bust out a lot of Dislyte videos in the near future just because the game just came out. And then we're going to go back to making mostly Awaken Chaos Era and Dislyte videos together. So yeah, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to bust these out. Have a great day, everyone. See you guys. Hit that like button and that sub button. Love you guys. See ya.